Hello and welcome to this tutorial where we're going to learn about pagination and breadcrumbs. I've taken the liberty of creating a new file here which is called pagination and breadcrumbs, and it's basically a boiler template. And inside the container I'm going to create a h1. Actually, no need to create that. Let me just go to previous tutorial and copy it. Copy and paste is the king of everything. Going to close all this, then we pagination and breadcrumbs. Okay, so let's start with the first one, breadcrumbs. So how do we create breadcrumbs? Let me first I forgot to. So to create a breadcrumb, we need probably an ordered list or a div item, but most of the time is used as a navigation item. That's why we are able to put it at the top of the page, like here. Okay. So to create it, you'll see we will have probably a nav item with a class of breadcrumb. Inside the nav item, we'll have an ordered list of the same class, which is a breadcrumb class. Then each item inside the breadcrumb should have a class of breadcrumb item. So if it's an li, I'm going to create two link items with the class of breadcrumb item. I said times 2. This is going to be home and this is going to be about. Okay, if I save that and I go, this is how it appears. So that's how you're able to have a breadcrumb. And if you want to show the current item, let's say it's contact us or something of the sort, contact us, then you just add class of active and see how it appears. If the about us is the one that is active, I'll just add an active class here. It's going to show us about, but it doesn't make sense for you to have the contact class, the active class, to be in about, because most of the time breadcrumb follows the current page where you are. So if you have a contact us one, you are definitely in the contact us page and it should be the one that is active. Okay, so if you want to make an accessible rich application, then we need to add an area current of page. Like we are currently on the active page, you need to add an area current. So ARIA stands for Accessible Rich Internet Application. That's the full meaning. If you want to change what the dividers are, I'm just going to take the same class and say here we are going to breadcrumb dividers. Then on the navigation class, I'm going to also add probably an area label. Actually, just to think of it, I think I made a this is area label. It's not a class. We're just using the navigation for, so we need for navigation purposes label of, it's a breadcrumb. This navigation is a breadcrumb. Then class of breadcrumb, or each item inside is going to have a breadcrumb item. If I save this, it's still going to show the same, but I want to change what this divider is. And to do that, here on the nav item, here I'm going to use a style first of all of Bootstrap and breadcrumb divider. Then that should be it, right? Or with a space, and this is where I define what the item is. I'm going to use the tilde icon if that's not wrong. You can change to whatever you want with it, but that's what I'm going to use. And then as that is happily, if I save it, you see it has changed. So that's how you're able to change it, and you use this style variable, which is a Bootstrap breadcrumb divider under the style, and you'll be able to change the divider. You can change this one to be anything. You can change to use the greater symbol, which is this. You can have it there, but I'm going to have it using the tilde icon just to be unique. I love it either way. Next, we are going to learn about pagination, because we are now done with breadcrumbs. And the way to do it, let me just copy this heading so that we know we are in pagination. Pagination mostly goes to the bottom of the page, and it shows you all the pages. Right now, it's not showing anything because we have not defined any pagination. As always, it will start with a nav, and this nav needs to have an area label, and we're going to label it, or you need to label it as it's a page navigation, of course, because pagination for pages, not items in the page. I'm going to use an unordered list with a class of pagination, similarly to what we used here. OL with a class of breadcrumb. Here we are using a class of pagination, and inside you need to have what is called page item. Here we had a breadcrumb item. Here we have li items with page item. It's not a breadcrumb item. Two of them. Actually, let's do 3. Okay. So previous, next, page 1, probably let's put page 2. Page 2. If I save this and go to the browser, you can see previous, next, 1, 2, next. Okay, so if we want to do this to be proper clickable item, this needs to be links, these items here. So I'm just going to this. Actually, let's just do a link item, and it's going to have a class of page link, because this, remember the role we said is page navigation. If I do that, it's given us that, and inside this page link is where we do previous. Look at that, looks nice. Yeah, I'm going to copy this, paste it here. These 3, this I'm going to do 1, this 2, this next, then save it. And this is how page navigations need to look like. If you need to disable one of them, let's say we are past the previous page, we just add a class of disabled, and it's going to, what is it called? It's going to blacken it out or blur it out. So let's see, disabled. You see, it shows you can't click that. Okay, so that's how you're able to do a simple page navigation. And remember to do area accessible reach. And if you don't want to do next alone, here we need to also label it, label of next, and this one area label of previous. We are just trying to also assist screen readers to read this. And the active and disabled states, we've already used one here. here. If you want to actually also show you on page number 2, we can just do an active state. If I save, it shows number 2 is highlighted. I can show you initially it didn't have that. If I save it, see, but immediately I add the active class or the active state, it shows us we are currently number 2. So that's how you shift the active state or the disabled state from one page link item to another. We can also check on our sizing, and to do that I'm just going to copy our previous page link or pagination item, pagination size, and it follows all the items that we explained recently. And we can actually change this one to be all, and this is an item that you can actually apply either or but preferably here. So we'll just do pagination SM for small. You see, pagination small. I want to do a class here of margin top of 3, margin small, pagination small. We can have another pagination that is large here. You can see it's a very large pagination, and that's how you're able to actually choose the different type of pagination. SM for small, LG for big. Let's see if we have pagination MD. Yeah, it's medium, so meaning there is one actually. Next, we also need to know about how to align or justify the content inside the pagination that we are using. And to do that, I'm just going to copy the same one here with the heading. I'm trying to save on time used alignment, and the rest is still the same, apart from I'm going to remove this pagination SM, and if I save it, it's back to the same pagination alignment. That's the normal one. Then add a justify. So I'm going to justify the content where to the end. If you do that, it's going to push all the way to the end. You can also justify to whatever you want it to be. So it can be start, center, or end. Remember, if it's just on pagination, it's on the start, so no need to do pagination start. But we can also do another pagination class to show justification, which is center, right? Then center. If I save this, you see this one is justified to the center. So that's how you choose how it is aligned, and it's basically the other justification classes that we learned in a previous tutorial. So that's it for this tutorial. See you in the next one, where we are going to jump into CSS utilities. See you then. Bye bye.